pretty much this affects the structure of the building per se, and the existing building, the way we keep the interior and the exterior of the building. Yes, do you have a question? Yes.
We're checking for the northwest area.
Yeah.
So that is the metal.
Yes.
That is the metal. So and the productivity to metal is water.
Yeah.
Water is productive. So in that area, should we put the pool or the water in that area or no?
No.
No.
Because look.
It will take down on the G.
Because we take away from the metal. Yes. Yes. Because based on the 5 elements, we had the metal. The metal feeds the water. The metal feeds the water, and so it takes away from the metal. So if we put the water up here, I should say no water, because it takes away from the metal. Thank you for clarifying that. It was out there. It looks like you have to put the water in the northwest. No, you don't have to put the water in the northwest. No water in the northwest, please. So same thing, we probably don't want to have water in the west for the same reason, because it takes away from the power of the house. Especially even more so if the house, we're going to learn in a second how to read our houses here, but even more so if the house is oriented west, like let's say faces, this is the facing, we normally put the facing on the top of the page. This is the facing. If the house faces east and it sits west, the west is the back, is like the spine of the house. So if the back is west or northwest, either of them, you definitely do not want to have the water there. No water. Because this water is going to drain away the energy from the entire house. So it's big no-no. And if you have maybe a swimming pool or something, you know, if you have a swimming pool, it becomes really hard to say, oh my God, I have to rip the swimming pool out. So what you would do in that case, and I discovered this by pure accident, you just get a cover, you know, one of those pool cover, so the leaves and the dirt is not going to get in there, and it's going to break that connection between the air and the water, and so the water will not interact with the air anymore, and it will not alter the energy of the house. Most of the time, the water around the house is good. There is no cookie cutter approach that the water should always be in the front, or should always be in here, or should always be in there. Every house is a little bit different. But you know, sometimes you have houses where you already have a swimming pool. They're very expensive and they're very enjoyable in the summer. So you don't want to tell, you know, you definitely don't want to do it yourself, or you want to tell your friend or your family or your clients, you got to rip it off. So just cover it. It's a little bit of an investment, but then at least you don't have to worry about keeping the water clean. It preserves it. Yes, do you have a question?
I have a question. What if you live by yourself and you don't have these you don't have all of those different people living in your house? How does that affect?
It will affect the part of your body.
Just the body?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it will affect you, so you will need to find which one am I in this contest. I'm guessing you could be, if you live alone, you can simultaneously be the eldest woman, any of the section that are female-related section, there are daughters or wives or mothers, they probably will refer to a woman that lives alone. But generally speaking, that's why a lot of books tells you the entire house should always be clean and organized and have a smooth flow of qi, because in that way you're sure that the qi is well balanced for every part of the body. Yes?
You're speaking about water being in the west and the northwest. If you have plumbing, sinks?
Yes, that doesn't count. Doesn't count because it's not there all the time, it just comes out on demand. It is not the quantity that comes out and the time that it takes to come out is not going to significantly affect the energy. The energy is kind of a little slow to change. We're talking about earth energy here. It does not change with a thought. It's, you know, it takes a while. And then the moment you turn the faucet off, it goes back to the way it was before. Because it's the collective consciousness of the physical matter that brings it back to it. Yes?
Is there a distance on water energy, like say you're in a harbor area or something and your unit is back a couple of units, but the water is out there, is there, you know, a distances where that energy would still affect you or not affect you?
Kind of yes, and yes and no. If you are by the harbor, that's a whole lot of water. So the energy can probably be felt for a few blocks. So if you're only a couple of blocks away, it probably is going to affect you. And it might have positive effects too, good or bad. But if you're a couple of blocks from the water, if it's an harbor, probably will affect you. If it is a fountain and you're a couple of blocks away, probably doesn't.
What about the ocean? How far away?
Yeah, that's pretty big. Yeah, that's pretty big. I would consider that, you know,
Even if you're like 3 rows back?
I would say probably you can feel the effects for at least half a mile or even a mile.
Even if there's units in front of you? Or
Yes.
homes in front of you?
Because there is so much of it, you know, it just comes with the air. As long as you get air from the ocean, if you get the breeze from the ocean, you get the chi from the ocean as well. It's not like the first roll is going to suck it all up. It's still going to go all the way back, yes.
Well, then how do you remedy that?
The ocean? I don't know if I want to engage with that. You know, some things we can do, some things we can't. But I would say, you know, see, the thing with Feng Shui is certain things you can fix if they are in the smaller scale. Certain things, if they pertain to the bigger environment around you, then probably you cannot do anything.